Hello, welcome to my channel, Wake Up Bright. I'm April Lauren. This video is about my new series, all about my weight loss and my weight loss journey. I'm gonna talk about who I am and my weight loss. Then I'm gonna talk about my whys, my measurements, my current measurements, and I'm gonna take some before pictures. And then we're gonna talk about my plan.
Weight loss channel review, April Lauren.
You gotta be so good that they can't ignore you, especially the ones that ain't done shit for you. Yeah, you know exactly what I mean. They stab you in the back and then they ask why you're bleeding. I don't trust words, I trust actions. I don't care what you heard, I'm not slacking.
My name's Alan Roberts, and this is Every Damn Day Fitness. Thank you for tuning in. Please do share this video as well as all my other fucking videos on whatever platform you're watching it on. Thank you very much. And when we're done here, please go to damncollective.com. That's where you can find Damn Collective Coaching. That's where my wife, myself, and our team are in daily contact with individuals via our app. Weekly video conference calls. We help take a person's lifestyle and morph it to a healthier one, teaching them good accountability skills and healthy habits, good decision-making skills, those sorts of things. So if we say take a morbidly obese person, we alter their life bit by bit by bit through daily communication, weekly video conference calls, adjustments, constant individualizing of their program to them bit by bit by bit by bit by bit till they reach a good healthy homeostasis weight and they have the skills to stay there for the rest of their life. So that's what we do at Damn Collective Coaching, and please do check it out now. So this is the first in a video series that I'm going to be doing on weight loss channel reviews, whether it be Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, not TikTok. I'm not fucking doing TikTok, but any of those other platforms, there's tons of weight loss channels. If you know of any that you would like me to review, please do put it in the comment section below and I'll try to get to it. We are going to start this off with Miss April Lauren. She's also Wake Up Bright, I believe, on Instagram. She seems like an incredibly pleasant person. I do believe she's a military wife and she is trying to lose 200 pounds. This video was sent to me a couple weeks ago and I decided I'm going to start doing this review. So she seemed like the perfect person to start this with. I'm going to go over her reasons why she wants to lose 200 pounds. And I'm also going to go over her methodology of how she's going to lose 200 pounds. And I'm possibly going to add, this is going to be the same for all of them, and my thoughts on each one of those and any possible advice I have. Not necessarily critique, but advice I have. The only thing I can say for anybody that needs to lose 200 pounds right off the bat, if you need to lose a lot of weight, if you've eaten yourself to the point where you are seriously morbidly obese, maybe you should get some counseling also to go along with it to find out why you got yourself there. Teaching somebody the accountability skills and the methodology and the knowledge they need to lose the weight and keep it off is very, very, very productive. That's what my wife and I do. However, each person that reaches that type of weight should get some counseling to find out how they got themselves to that spot. That is just my personal opinion. We do have Dr. Kelly Bushy. She is somebody that we refer to from Damn Collective Coaching all the time. She is a PhD psychologist and is licensed for internet counseling. So she's one of the very few people in the country that is. If you need that, it will also be in the description box below, or it is also at damncollective.com. You can check that out depending on the platform you're on. There might not even be in the description box below. Like I said, we're starting this series off with Miss April Lauren. She goes by Wake Up Right. Please go follow her on YouTube and on Instagram. She seems like a very fucking pleasant person. I'm not going to do her whole video. I highly suggest you go to her YouTube and watch this whole video, as well as all of her videos. But I'm not going to go through the whole one, just the whys and the methodology. So here we go.
So I want to lose weight because we want to have babies. And that's my number one reason, is so that we can have children. I went to the fertility doctor before I was furloughed, before Corona kind of took over everything. I do have PCOS, but we ran some tests. He said that I had eggs that we would be able to work to get me pregnant. So I need to reach a certain BMI in order to get the fertility stuff.
The very first one, probably the best fucking reason there is, kids. Probably the best fucking reason there is to get healthy and fucking stay healthy. That's the thing. Like, once she gets there, once she loses this weight, which I have all the highest hopes in the world she will, once she gets there, to maintain that weight as an example for your children, so you can go play with your children, so you can play with your grandchildren. I talk about it all the time. It is life over looks. Life over looks. The long, healthy, happy life that you can enjoy with your family, your friends, your children, your grandchildren, that should be way more important to people than that pizza.
My second why I want to lose weight is so that I can move my body the way that I want to move, so that I can dance and I can hike and I can work out intensely the way I want to work out, and I can do yoga and reach around my body so that I can do just a sun salutation.
Both super brave and realistic, and the reason why it's brave is because to say you're morbidly obese and it does actually affect you in a negative way in today's world is super fucking taboo. That is technically fat phobic, and I'm sure there's a bunch of fat acceptance advocates asking her why she has such internalized fat fucking phobia. That stupid fucking shit. Fucking great reason why. Here's another reason why mobility should be super fucking important, right? See, the difference between a 65-year-old that needs somebody to wipe their ass for them in a long-term care facility and a 65-year-old that goes hiking all the fucking time is taking care of themselves. That's the fucking reality. If your posterior chain is weak, chances are you might need somebody to help you get up and down as you get older and shit like that. That's actually the difference. That's how people that maintain a healthy lifestyle can have a happy, healthy, active lifestyle well into their elderly years, whereas somebody that treats their body like shit oftentimes does not make it to those elderly years.
My third reason, and this is embarrassing, I have to like get creative with putting on my underwear, my pants, and my shoes. It's very embarrassing, but I don't want to struggle to put my clothes on. If you're as heavy as I am, then you know what I mean. And if you're not, then you probably don't. So don't judge me.
Again, super fucking self-actualized. This woman does seem to me like she is a person so far that has sat down and had a long ass fucking conversation with herself about her station, where she's actually fucking at. You can actually assess yourself. You can say, do I have a hard time doing normal everyday shit like tying my shoes? Do I have a hard time walking from place to place, minimal walking? If you have a hard time getting upstairs, if you have a hard time with mobility, if you have a hard time putting on your shoes, you need to address this right fucking now. You need to fucking address it. You need to go to the mirror and have a long fucking talk with yourself. Put down all the rhetoric that you may think like, well, I just have a few extra pounds and this and that. If you have a hard time tying your shoes, putting your socks on, shit like that, if you have to get creative, as she said, which is a fucking reality, if you have to do that, you abso-fucking-lutely should do something about it, because if you don't address that now, the chances of you not being able to put on your shoes and not being able to put on your socks and not being able to ambulate, not being able to get around, those are very fucking high as you get older and as you possibly get heavier. If you have reached a stage where you are so heavy that that is a fucking issue, get a hold of it right fucking now, because it's not all of a sudden you're just not gonna poof, magically lose the fucking weight. It's gonna keep getting worse. You're gonna keep eating more. You're gonna keep filling yourself, and you're gonna not be able to do shit.
Number 4, I want to be able to walk without pain. So I don't know when exactly this happened, and I'll be honest, like since I've been working out so regularly, I've had a lot of the non-scale victories with this specific thing. I can walk further and do more now, but still there comes a point where if I'm walking like a quarter of a mile straight, or I'm standing and I'm doing the dishes, and then I start vacuuming the house, and then I move on to something else. Core muscles that wrap around your back, they just start pulling and hurting, and then I just need to sit down for a second. I want to be able to work out without having to do that. I want to be able to clean my house without having to take a break. So I am so heavy that it hurts my body to move.
And that is a fucking huge one. It's fucking huge. Not to be in chronic pain, daily fucking chronic pain. The thing is, if we hooked people up that needed to lose 100 pounds plus, 200 pounds, if we hooked all these people up to a polygraph and asked them, do you think you're in daily pain from your weight? If anybody said no, that fucking thing would fucking flash like fucking crazy. No shit. Reality, if you are 100 to 200 pounds overweight, you're in daily fucking pain. You may not even realize it because you've gotten to be so normalized to it, but if you would lose 100 pounds, you would be fucking shocked at how differently you fucking felt. Shit, I lost fucking 60 pounds at one point in time, and I was like, holy fuck, I feel amazing. It's so different. Walking around feels different. It lowers inflammation. There's so many things. When you need to lose that much weight, you're in a chronic inflammatory state. There's so many things that are negative about it, including being in constant pain. If you are a person that is in constant pain and you're in your 30s or 40s from being morbidly obese, that shit's not gonna get better unless you fucking make it better. That shit's not gonna fucking go away. You're not gonna get used to the pain. It's not gonna fucking be better. The more you pound on your body, the more you have that extra weight on you, that extra inflammatory state on you that's fucking up your hormones, that's fucking up your sleep, that's fucking up your health. That pain is gonna fucking just intensify and get worse. So if you are in pain right now, here's some real fucking words. Do something about it.
Number 5, I want my husband to be able to pick me up. He likes to pick me up. I hate to be picked up. I actually don't like it at all, but it's still my number 5 because I want him to be able to.
This is one of the most important ones that so many people are like, do shit for you. You shouldn't do shit for other people. Shut the fuck up. First of all, you should do it for you. You should love yourself enough to do it for you. You should love yourself enough to want to be able to fucking live a long fucking life, and you should want to do it for you, to not be in chronic pain, as she was talking about, all sorts of shit. But to do it for your family and friends and loved ones, that's very fucking important. They need to support you. They need to be very fucking supportive. But to do something like your life affects the people around you. If people see you in chronic pain, they fucking don't like it. It stresses them the fuck out. You're fucking negatively affecting them.
Number 6, I just looked down for number 6 and it kind of hit me. I wrote this list out. It was just my 10 reasons. And I'm like, bless my heart. I just wrote so I don't have to be scared all of the time. And I know what I meant when I wrote that. At first I didn't. I was like, what was I'm scared all the time. I am so scared of getting hurt again. Just a constant anxiety and fear that I'm going to step wrong, that something's too high, that I'm going to get injured. Like I was joking but I wasn't really joking about the whole medevac out. Like even last weekend, my husband and I went down by this little creek, down by the river sounds better, huh? And to get to the spot that we wanted, you had to go through this narrow little pass, and the ground is very like crumbly, and it took some time for me to get my mind right. But it's just, I want to not be so scared. Maybe I need some therapy.
First, to her and anybody else that says it, if you say to yourself, maybe I need some therapy, you probably need some fucking therapy. You should fucking do it. We should make it so it's much easier in our fucking society for people to get therapy. I'm on the firm understanding that if you think you need it, you probably fucking need it. There's no fucking shame in getting therapy. In today's fucked up world, I'm assuming that almost everybody could possibly benefit from a little bit of fucking therapy. Now, the being scared thing, she has every right to fucking be scared. She could step wrong and shatter her ankle. She just very well could. She's 200 pounds to lose. She's that big. That is a lot of force coming down. The 200 pounds, it's magnified by gravity and the stepping and everything like that. It's a lot of force going into her load-bearing joints. She could snap her fucking ankle. She could crunch some bones in her fucking foot pretty fucking easily. And any type of injury like that, any load-bearing injury to a morbidly obese person comes with its very realistic set of dangers that could be life-threatening. You see, when a morbidly obese person, somebody that needs to lose 200 pounds, gets injured where they can't ambulate, they can't walk around, that means that they're going to be immobile. They're sitting, so they're not burning calories the rate they should. They're really not burning the calories at the rate that they should in order to try to get to a healthier homeostasis weight. They are, sedentary again. Now, oftentimes when a person gets to 200 pounds, I'm not going to speak for everybody that gets to 200 pounds, but most of the fucking time, that person has a very disordered relationship with food, possibly an eating disorder. They should get that shit checked out too. But in reality, the depression of being just sedentary, hurt, in pain, even in more pain, the almost defeated thought process of I've injured myself possibly will cause them to eat even more than what they've been eating, and it could cause them to even gain more weight and their health spiral even farther out of control. That's why morbidly obese people need to train in a very safe, thought-out fashion. They need to be very methodical, very consistent, very safe in their approach, because if they do get injured, the chances of a person that is 200 pounds, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 300 pounds overweight, if they injure themselves, it's going to take a long time to heal just for the condition of their body, possibly their hormones also, depending on if they have diabetes, that sort of thing. But it is going to take them longer to heal, and during that time, they could possibly gain even more weight that makes it even harder for them to ambulate, which makes it harder for them to recover from a load-bearing injury. These are very fucking realistic things. This is how a lot of people end up failing and gaining more weight, is that they injure themselves from not thought-out workout plans very fucking realistically. So she has every right to be afraid.
I want to be able to check myself everywhere for ticks.
What?
I mean, I've gotten creative with ways to check myself, but I want to be able to check myself, and if you are as heavy as I am, then you know what I mean. Checking myself for ticks is hard, and Missouri is not a place to live if you can't check yourself for ticks. Ticks are so bad here.
Okay, I do see it. It also does point out for morbidly obese people that hygiene is massively important. It's much harder to actually physically care for your body when you can reach places, when you have a harder time reaching places, but also in between skin folds is a very dangerous place. The many types of skin infections, including like necrotizing fasciitis, it's like bacteria that eats your skin away. It's very fucking dangerous. It happens a lot more often than people think.
I wrote so I can fit in booths, and I fit in most booths, but like, it's always like a back and forth I have to have in my head. Like, am I gonna fit?
This reason why makes me respect her a lot and have high hopes for her actual loss. You see, she's not complaining that the booth is too small. She is understanding that she has gotten too big to fit into the fucking booth. It is this thing I don't understand. Like, the fat acceptance community a lot of times will be like, the booths are too small, the chairs are too small. No, you're just too big. You've gotten yourself too big. In very fucking realistic terms, she is self-actualized. She realizes that she ate herself to this state and she's trying to do something about it. That is very much a positive mental outlook that she is going to need in order to be able to get to a healthier weight.
Number 9. I don't want to have to worry about weight limit. When I bought my treadmill, I had to make sure that the weight limit worked. Even like crutches, there's a weight limit on crutches. So if you're really heavy, like ask them for crutches that will actually support you. When it discourages me from doing activities like canoeing, or we want to go tubing, like where you buy the inner tubes and like you just float the river and stuff. It's such an inexpensive, awesome summertime activity, and I'm like, well, am I going to be able to float in the tube?
Again, mad respect to her for being so self-actualized. This is one of the topics when it comes to like fat acceptance and shit like that drives me fucking crazy, because the discussion of weight limits for things like canoes and all like that, it drives them fucking crazy. Gravity is not trying to shame anybody. Gravity is just fucking gravity. There's just like physics involved. Like if you weigh 400 pounds and you go to get in a canoe, you're probably not going to fit in that fucking canoe. It's not the canoe's fault. It's not gravity's fault. It is that you weigh 400 fucking pounds and the canoe is not made for you. That may suck for you, but the reality is the problem isn't gravity. The problem is that you weigh 400 fucking pounds and you're unhealthy. Get there faster. I'm, again, mad respect to her.
My number 10 reason why is so that shoes fit. This is so embarrassing. I'm telling you guys all my deepest, darkest. But tennis shoes, like, I size up for tennis shoes and they're still not wide enough to fit my feet. And all shoes look terrible no matter how cute they are.
This last one I'm kind of 50-50 on, because life overlooks. Who cares what the fuck you look like? If you think you look cute, great, wear that shit. I don't understand why other people fucking give a shit. This woman, a man, a person, anybody should be able to wear what the fuck they want if they fucking like how they look. It doesn't impact anybody else. I don't understand the fuck why it's such a big thing. However, the first portion of that points out something that really fucking pisses me off. I hear this a lot. I work with morbidly obese people almost exclusively. You know, some people that are underweight, some people that just have poor relationship with food, but almost exclusively I work with morbidly obese people. And finding shoes for them to walk in even, that fit them correctly, that are safe for them, is a huge fucking thing. Normally they have to go up in size just to be able to get the width for their foot because they are morbidly obese and their foot has fat on it too. It's just fucking real. It's a real fucking thing. But they have to go up in a size. So that means the shoe does not fit very fucking well. And that could lead to either injury or problems or discomfort. And for a morbidly obese person to have bad footwear is very fucking dangerous, because if they happen to be diabetic and don't know it, or pre-diabetic and don't know it, and it causes them to get blisters on their fucking feet, that's how people lose their fucking feet. It's disgusting to me that we will fucking argue. This is another thing that the fat acceptance community just gets all fucked up. We will argue so much to make sure you have dresses that you think are cute, but actual footwear to maintain your fucking health in, nobody says shit about. And it is probably the most important fucking thing for a morbidly obese person that is starting to try to get healthy again, is to have proper equipment, proper clothing, proper guidance in order to get healthy safely.
My first thing is to track everything that I eat. This next month, I'm gonna bounce between 2,000 and 2,500 calories. I want to get the most amount of calories that I can and still lose about 2 pounds a week. So that way I can always play with food and cut things back.
My thoughts on what she said and calorie counters. What she said is very, very good. She's giving herself a caloric range. She's not trying to lose too much weight too fast. She's trying to steady, slow, wins the fucking pace. Very fucking smart, very fucking good. You can tell she has some fitness knowledge. My biggest worry about Chronometer, Fat Secret, and all of that, my Fat Secret, Chronometer, my Fitness Pal, those sorts of things that people track their calories on, they're great tools for when somebody just starts out to lose weight. They teach the person what's in the food, what's in calories, the different macros. They're very good learning tools, and they do start building accountability. However, they are just kind of guesstimates, and people tend to fuck those things up too. They tend to start lying to them. They don't input all the shit. Or they get so hung up on it that if they don't do it, then they don't watch what they fucking eat. The idea is use it to teach yourself about food, teach yourself about accountability, those sorts of things, and then wean yourself off of that into a healthier lifestyle where you're not actually counting calories that much. You're aware of what you're eating, you're mindfully eating, but you're not being so strict that you have to record every little fucking thing, because that's sometimes its own kind of fucking problem too. The idea is you want to build a healthy lifestyle, not live a lifelong diet.
The second thing is I'm going to continue to strength train 4 to 6 times a week. I wrote that because I am adding cardio in. So right now we've been working out 6 times a week, and I'm still going to work out 6 times, but in addition to any strength training that I do, I'm going to do at least 30 minutes of cardio 6 times a week. The other thing I'm going to do is I am going to add a daily yoga. So I don't know what this is going to look like. I'm going to just do it every day. It might be like 5 minutes of yoga, or it might be an hour of yoga. Like, we'll figure that out.
That's very good with some caveats. The idea is that she has obviously worked out before, so she knows what she's doing. 4 to 6 times a week can be extensive, especially when she adds cardio onto it. I don't know how long her workouts are, but that is good activity as long as it is safe and as long as she is recovering, as long as she is not pushing her limits too far and possibly risking injury or under recovery, that sort of thing. She needs to very much listen to her body, but also run that line of, I'm going to get consistent daily activity, but I'm also not going to try to overdo it and possibly injure myself. You see, we much prefer when somebody's just starting out to just get some consistent activity. The yoga that she talked about, the daily yoga, is amazing. Yoga is not just for super flexible people. Yoga is not for the bendy people or anything like that. Fuck all those people that you see on Instagram putting themselves in all sorts of weird fucking positions and shit like that. Yoga is about movement of the body, and especially very, very good for the spinal health, because it does, in every yoga class, you twist your spine, transversely, back, forward, side to side. So it's very important that people have good mobility, and when people are morbidly obese, anything that moves your body can burn a decent amount of calories. So yoga, especially, taking care of your mobility, and there's tons of different types of yoga. You can even do seated chair yoga. My wife actually has a couple classes on that on our website. You can do all sorts of different types of yoga that are suited to the person. The best thing about yoga is a good yoga instructor will give modifications to anybody. Like, if you can do this, okay. If not, try this. If not, try this. A good yoga instructor will do that, and that, I believe, is what you probably get, and that is out fucking standing. My only caveats are make sure you don't push it too hard while running the balance of actually pushing yourself a little bit.
The third thing I'm going to do to make sure I'm successful is drink a gallon of water every day.
Hydration is such a underspoken topic when it comes to weight loss for so many fucking reasons. We are kind of like a chronically dehydrated, society to begin with, which is a fucking problem. But even a gallon a day for somebody her size, a good rule of thumb, take your body weight in pounds, divide it in 2, and those are the ounces of water you should start with. And if you're very physically active, you should add on 8 to 12 ounces of water, I believe it is, for every half hour of activity. And I know people are like, oh my God, for her, that could be like 150 ounces of water. Yes, absolutely. It could be about 150 ounces of water, and she is a large person. That should not seem ridiculous to anybody. That drink that water first, and then eat what you can after that. I've even had people be like, well, it'll ruin my dinner. If you weigh 400 pounds, it's not actually ruining your dinner. You can eat a smaller portion of dinner if you have more fluid in you. It helps with hunger. Oftentimes when people wake up, they're not actually hungry. They are just very thirsty because they've lost a ton of fluid through their body processing it and perspiration and expiration. So that's why people should drink water in the morning before they really do anything. 20 to 30 ounces of water when you first wake up is great. And then for this person, like I said, take your weight, divide it in half, and shoot for that as the ounces of water. But a gallon a day, if that's what you can get in, that's a great fucking start, and hats off to her for that shit.
The fourth thing I'm going to do to make sure that I'm successful is give you guys weekly updates. So every Wednesday, I'm going to post an update video. I'll tell you how many pounds I lost that week. And we'll just do kind of a daily vlog, and I'm going to share my feelings.
Social media accountability, I've talked about this many times. I've used this before, very honestly. When I first lost my weight, when I went from like 265, 270 down to into the 180s, I posted everything I ate every single day, weekly fucking scale pictures, all that shit. It's on the Instagram that got deleted by Fat Acceptance. But I did do that for a while, for about 5 or 6 months. And it is a very positive and very negative thing, both. Like, it's very positive in that it keeps you accountable or like that. The second you stop doing it is when you got to worry about it, because then there's a level of accountability that's all of a sudden not there. So when, again, just like the chronometer thing, when people do wean themselves off of that, they need to make sure that they're still not letting it, they're still holding on to what they were doing. You see, you don't want to set it up where you're only really, really, really accountable on social media, and then when you stop, you change your habits, because that is actually just a fucking diet. You're just using social media as a fucking diet. And you want to avoid that shit. The idea is the accountability and the positive reinforcement that this woman will hopefully fucking get from social media. That should help her out. But when people rely on it too much and then all of a sudden it disappears, it can cause kind of like bad reactions, spirals, especially if the person has an eating disorder or needs some counseling, as this young lady actually kind of alluded that she possibly does. But again, I will say anybody that is 200 pounds overweight should possibly get some counseling for that shit. So social media is kind of a double-edged sword. You just need to make sure that you're prepared for when social media is not going to fucking be there.
The fifth thing that I'm going to do to make sure that I'm successful is I am not going to allow myself to make mid-month or spur of the moment changes. So I have set my caloric goals. I've set my intentions. I'm not going to get a weekend and be like, okay, well, I didn't lose any weight this week, so next week I'm doing keto, or next week I'm going to eat 1,200 calories. Also, I'm going to plan out my workouts, and then unless I'm injured or something, I'm not going to deviate from those workouts, so that it's all just very intentional. I'm going to eat intentionally. I am going to work out intentionally. And
she ends it on a fabulous fucking note. Fucking fabulous. Just a few fucking thoughts, but the intentionally eating, the mindful eating, and not fucking up your plan, not deviating from your plan are fucking awesome. Truly fucking awesome. Put a plan together. If you're a person that needs to lose 100 or 200 pounds, put a plan together. But the day before you go grocery shopping, plan out what you're going to eat for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, when you're going to eat it, how you're going to eat it, when you're going to cook it, what ingredients you need. Go get those ingredients. Plan that shit out. And then try to stick to the fucking plan. It helps avoid spontaneous trips to the drive-through or call DoorDash. It helps avoid spontaneity. It helps avoid stress of where am I going to eat. It helps avoid a lot of shit. So planning your food out is very fucking important. Even if you want to plan one meal a week where it's like, I'm just going to eat whatever I fucking want to eat, and then the rest of them you plan out, that works too, as long as you're staying within your calorie range that she talked about earlier, which was also fucking awesome. It is out fucking standing. Now, the not deviating from the plan, also fucking genius. Make sure you're listening to your body though. If the workouts are a little too strenuous, if you feel like you're under recovering, if you're not sleeping well, those sorts of things, be mindful, because the idea is consistency. You don't want to get injured. The biggest thing that I did want to point out to her and other people, especially females, but everybody, when you step on a scale, that is an important number, but it is just fucking data. The important shit is what you're eating, is the habits, is the consistency of what you're ingesting and what you're burning. Those are the important things. That number, that fucking number is just a fucking representation of what you're actually fucking doing. It's just a representation of the work you've put in. It is not who you are. It is not what you are. It is fucking data. That is it. And especially for women, the idea of weighing yourself all the time is not good. Women have a lot more adipose tissue than men. It's fat tissue. They have a lot more adipose tissue than men. And that is subject to different hydration than the male body too. So a woman, especially around their cycle or something like that, can gain a lot of fluid weight, whereas a man wouldn't. So if a woman steps on a scale, has done everything right for the entire fucking week, is about to have her cycle, and steps on a scale, she thinks she should have lost X amount of weight, but she actually has gained 2 or 3 pounds. That is just weight. That is not fat. That is just weight that her body might even be retaining in water. So the idea is, I would personally say, this young lady, weigh yourself once every 2 weeks if you're not on your cycle. Every month even. Because then you'll see a nice, good loss that is consistent. If you are consistent throughout the month, that number, weighing yourself weekly, is not important. If you are not going to adjust your plan throughout the month is when you should weigh yourself. Adjustment, that number, that data is good to make possible adjustments with, to see if you're going in the right direction, to see maybe where you could make some modifications. But if you are not going to deviate from that plan no matter what for a month, that is when you should weigh yourself. 1 fucking month. That is it. The weight will take care of itself. If you are having healthy habits and you are having healthy nutrition, the weight will take care of itself. And then you can make adjustments at the end. I thought this young lady did a very, very good job. Now, I did see today, and I did want to talk about this, I did see today where she has a video that she released yesterday with her skipping rope. And April, I really do mean this. You should probably not be doing that right now. You should probably not be doing that. You should just very, very, very much stick to much lower impact activities until you lose a decent amount of weight. That is my personal advice to this young lady. I think she is amazing. I'm going to watch her entire fucking journey. And I hope you do too. Go check her out. Her name is April Lauren. She is also known as Wake Up Right. You should check her out. My name is Alan Roberts. This is Everyday Day Fitness. You can hit me up on Instagram at Alan Roberts CDF. You can hit me up on Twitter at Fit. I'm also on Facebook at Everyday Fitness. And I'm on the internet at damncollective.com and soon to be a lot of other fucking places. God damn.